Today we're going to make this evening bag or clutch. I'm Rose and welcome to my channel. To make the granny square clutch bag, I'm using Bernat Maker from Yarn Inspirations, and it is in the clay color. You will also need a crochet hook. I'm using 6.5 millimeters. This calls for an 8 millimeter hook, but I'm going to go down a size and a half. You will also need a pair of scissors, a needle, and buttons, and I got these from Hobby Lobby. To start the granny square, we're going to make a magic ring. So I've also seen it where people overlap it twice, and you know what? That seems to hold it better, so let's try it like that. And then I'm going to chain 2. Then I'm going to yarn over and do a half double crochet, and then another half double crochet. So that should give you 3. This is going to count, this chain 2 will count as one of our half double crochets. Then chain 2, this is going to be our corner, and we're going to place 3 half double crochets into the center of the ring. Three, and then our next corner, so we're going to chain 2 and place 3 more half double crochets into the center of the ring. And then chain 2 again, so this will be our third corner, and we'll place 3 more half double crochets into the center of the ring. And then for our last corner, we're going to chain 2, and then we're going to place a slip stitch into the top of that first chain 2. So that is the beginning of our granny square, and then we're just going to pull it tight. For round 2, we're going to chain 2, and we're going to work back into this corner stitch, and we're going to place a half double crochet into the corner stitch. So this is going to be part of our corner. And now we're going to place a half double crochet in each of our stitches. So we're going to have 2 stitches at the top, and we're going to place 1 half double crochet into each. So just be careful, this stitch right here is part of our corner, so we should have a total of 6 when we're all done. So we're going to work into this corner stitch, and we're going to place 2 half double crochets into the corner stitch. So we should have a total of 6 for the one part of the square. Now we're going to chain 2, and we're going to place 2 more half double crochets into the corner stitch. Then we're going to find our 2 stitches, and we're going to place 1 half double crochet into each of those stitches, and then 2 into the corner stitch, 2 half double crochet. So you should also have a total of 6 half double crochets for the next side. And then to make the corner we're going to chain 2 and place 2 more half double crochets into the corner stitch. And then we'll just continue all the way down, find your 2 stitches and work 2 more into the corner stitch. And I will meet you at the end of round 2. And when you get to the end of round 2, I already made my chain 2 to make the corner, and we're just going to slip stitch back into the top of that first chain 2. So this is what our round 2 will look like. For round 3, we're going to chain 2, and we're going to place a half double crochet back into that corner stitch. And now we're going to place 1 half double crochet into each of the stitches, which will be 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 1 half double crochet into each of those stitches. Five, and then into the corner stitch. Just be careful, this is not a stitch, this is part of your corner. And we are going to place 2 half double crochets into our corner stitch. Now chain 2 for our corner, and we're going to place 2 more half double crochets into our corner stitch. Now we'll do 5 more half double crochets, 1 into each of the stitches. And then we will do our corner stitch. We will place 2 more into this corner stitch. My yarn's giving me a hard time. And then chain 2 for our corner, and then 2 more half double crochets into the corner stitch. And then I will finish this up and see you at the end of round 3. So here we are at the end of round 3. I'm going to chain 2 for my corner, and we're just going to go into the top of that chain, first chain 2 with a slip stitch. And this is the end of round 3. And we're going to do a total of 11 rounds to make the clutch. So I'm just going to keep working until I get to round 11. So you just want to make sure that you're doing a chain 2 at the beginning, and you want to go into the corner stitch to make that corner, and then you're going to go into each of the stitches, and then the corner stitch will always have a total of 4, but 2 at a time. 2 plus your chain 2, and then 2 more. So I will see you at the end of round 11. to the end of round 11, you're just going to place a slip stitch into the top of the first chain 2, and then that will complete our granny square. And then let's see if I can show you how big it is. Well, I'll measure it for you. So I am at, for inches, like 11.5 by 11.5 inches. Centimeters, I am just under, so it's like 29. So it's right at 29 and 29 centimeters. So, alright, and then we will put this together. Alright, I am going to cut my end, and then I will have to tuck that later, but I wasn't sure if I was going to stitch it with that, but it's just probably not going to look that well. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to bring the bottom to about the middle, and then the two sides are going to come in just like this, so it's going to form the bottom of our bag. And then I'm going to single crochet all the way up the sides. So I'm going to go into both sets of the stitches. So it's going to be 4 altogether. And then I'm just going to bring and make a slip stitch, and then we're going to single crochet all the way up. And you are welcome to do this however you would like. I find that the single crochet holds better, but if you would like to stitch it with your needle, you could do it that way. If you like to do like slip stitches, I don't know why I couldn't think of that, slip stitches all the way up, you could do that also. So, but I'm doing single crochets. And these are not going to be the same, they're not going to come together at the point, at the same place. This is going to be a little lower than the middle part, and then I'm just going to bring the two sides together. It's going to go through, line these two up at the same exact spot, and single crochet it. And then here I'm going to go through the stitches on both sides. Instead of the corner stitch, I'm going to go through both the stitches here and here. So I will bring it just like this, and then to come back down, I'm not going to cut it, I'm just going to come back through with slip stitches, just so I don't have to tuck another end. If you'd like to cut it there, you can do that and do it that way. And then I'm just going to bring this bottom part and this other side together with single crochets all the way down. Now here is the top of your corner, and I'm just going to go into the stitches. And then I am going to pull that. So this is what it's going to look like. This is the inside of your bag. And then I'm going to cut my yarn. So now I'm just going to flip my work. And this is what your bag is going to look like. We will finish it with a button. But this is what, I don't know if you can see the whole thing, but that's what it's going to look like. Alright, to add the button, I think I'm going to add it to the bottom of my bag, right where this loop is. So I'm going to see where I'd like it, and then you're going to get a piece of your yarn and your needle, and I'm just going to go through the inside of my bag, right where I'd like the button to go. So I'm going to try to go through this, like, between the stitches, or the, instead of wanting to go through the yarn. So now I'll just add my button on, and then I'm going to take it right back through the other side. Well, I'm just going to pull it through the yarn. So alright. And then I'm just going to tie a knot. Alright, and then here is the bag all finished. And it should come right over. I gotta tuck just my ends from my my button, but I tucked all the rest of them. And then this is the inside of the bag, and you can fit your phone in, and just like an evening handbag. And I'll show you how to make the if you would like to add like a little wristlet to put it around your wrist. To make the wristlet, I am using the same yarn, the Bernat Maker, in the clay color, and the hook, which is 6.5 millimeters, a pair of scissors, and you will need a clasp of some sort, and I'm using the Swivel Clasp. If you would like to make the wristlet band, you're going to start with a magic ring. I'm only going to go once around instead of the double loop. Chain 1, and we're going to place 4 single crochet into the magic ring. And then we're going to pull it tight, and we're going to go back into that first single crochet, and we're going to make another single crochet. And now we're just going to work around each of these stitches, and we're going to go probably about 30 rounds. So if you'd like to place a stitch marker in so you know where you are, you can do that. I just kind of count the notches to know which round I'm on. So we'll just continue around, and when I say notches, as you do, like this would be 1, 2, 3, and then we'll just continue around. And I will see you at the end of round 30. Alright, this is 30, and I can't fit my hand through it, my wrist, but I just want a little bit more so that I can attach it and still have a little. So I think I'm going to go to 33, and then we'll make the end of it. We are at 33, and you're just going to get your hook, and we are going to place it on one end of our I-cord, and then we're going to bring the two ends together. And now I'm just going to slip stitch the two ends, go through one on each side to bring them together, and I'm going to go about 3 times. If I could find a good stitch to go through. Two, and then one more. And that way it will hold our eye hook on. I'm sorry, not our eye hook, our hook on. And then I'm going to cut my end and make a knot. So here this is on the one end, and now I'm just going to bring this together. Just want to make sure it still fit me. I think I'm going to tuck these first. So I'm going to tuck these real fast, and then we'll finish this. Alright, I tucked them right at the top. You're not going to be able to see them in the end, and now we're just going to take our yarn, and we're going to make kind of like an S. So we're going to have this at the top, and we're going to make a loop at the bottom. And now we're going to wrap our yarn around. The top. So I'm just going to wrap it like 5 times and stick my hand back through to make sure that it is doing well. Alright, and I'm going to keep wrapping, so I'll go back and forth a couple times. Alright. So I think that's good. I did about 15 times, 5 down and back. And then I'm just going to make a little bit of a tail. Actually, I'm going to go back down, sorry. Okay. Now I'm going to leave a little bit of a tail. And what we're going to do is bring our tail through this loop. And if I didn't explain it before, you do need to have this little bit of a tail sticking out. So we're going to take this loop and or this tail, and we're going to pull our loop, and that's going to bring our other tail up. I'm sorry if my finger, or if I'm not even on camera, is just going to bring it up into the middle, and then I pull both ends, make sure it's in the middle, and then I'm going to cut both ends. I hope I got that on camera. And here is our wristlet. Now, if you would like to add a ring right here, if I don't have a ring, but that I would prefer. I did find this little one, but if you'd like something like this to put right here, all I would do is take my yarn and my hook, and I would stitch it on, and that way you have a place to hook it on. But because I don't have one other than that, and I'm not going to put that on, I'm just going to show you that it would hook on just like that. Here is the bag with the wristlet, and that's what it would turn out like. And I don't know if I showed you the inside earlier, but that's the inside of the bag. You can add cell phone, keys, anything. But here it is, and I've used it before. I made myself a black one without the wristlet, and I just use it like right under my arm as a clutch, and an evening bag. It turns out so cute, and it does look very elegant. I did a black one with the gray, and I also did another one, but I hope you enjoyed making this with me today, and that you will take the time to make one. It really does work up really quickly, and they turn out really pretty. So until next time, eat, sleep, pray, and crochet. Thank you so much for watching.